NCAA tournament all the time. Not you, I mean the team as a whole.
Yeah.
Is that something that you made as a goal at the beginning of the season?
Definitely. We tried to set up steps to get there, by, winning the regular season. Came up short, but we always wanted to host. We got that goal. Next is to be in the championship, and if we get that, we got a great opportunity to get into the tournament. So, we just try to take it step by step, game by game, and that's our focus.
How does this team compare to some previous teams you've been on?
I think we have a lot of team connectivity. We want to compete, and that's the main thing about us is we're a group that's competitive. We starting to show our emotional side now and have fun with it. It's all about enjoying the game. When you have fun with the game, it gets back to you. So that's the main difference between the years, over the years, especially in my experience. So as long as we keep that, we'll be all right.
Coach Jewell was telling a story about the before the season, the raise your hand if you want to go to the NCAA tournament. Now raise it higher, and that's the difference. I guess what how does that show itself every day, right? Like how does he drive home to you guys? Like it's the little things, it's the extra things that finally get you there.
We never really have rest days, like as far as going out and competing the next day after practice or after the next game. So the focus is always to get better and to worry about the little things, because that's what makes the difference in the game, and the details, just as raising your hand a little bit higher to want something more, So diving on the floor, guys clapping, guys cheering each other on. So we try to focus on the details as much as possible.
Throughout the season, for a team in a bigger conference, right, it would be about getting wins and building a resume, right? But for you guys, it's like the way to get to your ultimate goal is to win at the end of the season. So throughout the season, is it kind of like building, like, listen, we're just trying to improve every day, like you're obviously trying to win games along the way, but
yeah, definitely. I mean, he puts that schedule on there, so we're ready, and as long as we have a hard schedule like that, we'll be able to understand what it's like to play teams like that. So when we do get to the tournament or we do get to conference play, it's a little bit easier to understand what pressure is like. It's a little bit easier to understand the size differences, the speed of the game. So, you get a comfortability in playing like that. So then when you see something else, you're already used to it. So he does a great job of putting, scheduling hard like that so we can get prepared for that. And even if we do get to the tournament, we're able to compete against high majors and teams like that.
What have you learned from past NEC tournament games, and do those moments fuel you for this run here?
Yeah, definitely. Even last year when we played St. Francis Brooklyn at home, you never give up. Nobody's going away. This game is going to come down to the final possessions. It's always going to be a dogfight. It's never going to be as pretty as you think or want it to be. It's always going to be ugly and gritty, and that's what we like. We like gritty games. We like coming back. We like having emotion in our games. So I think going through those type of games, it gets you prepared for being here in these situations.
So what's different about this group this year, do you think?
I think our mindset is just special. It's a special atmosphere. It's a special. We like being around each other. We like being the underdog. Even as we sit at hosting, we still feel like we got a lot to prove. We still feel like we can accomplish so much more. And as long as we stay humble in that mindset, we'll be great.
When you guys played a tough non-conference schedule, did you notice a difference in maybe the speed of the game than what you see in the conference during the season?
It wasn't so much the speed of the game, because I think St. Francis PA plays really fast as well. I think it was so much of the strength and the athleticism and about the details. Like we competed great against Marquette. I thought that was a great sign of where we were as a team, and as far as the detail goes. But I think we can compete with a lot of teams throughout the country. I think it's all about rotations and talking and keeping guys in the loop and keeping guys ready and prepared and not falling off, remaining focused and doing that for 40 minutes. I think it takes one to 4 minutes for a team to go on a 10-0 run. So as long as we stay focused, we'll be all right.
Is there any added incentive knowing that tomorrow could maybe be your last game with your brother?
I don't really think about that much, because we just try to go out and play the same way we always do. The focus is about winning. It's not really about us too. But there will be a lot of emotion. I think guys will be coming out competing at a high level, and we don't want to go home. So that's enough pressure in itself. We don't want to go home. We want to win. So that'll be all right. That's enough for us.
How'd you guys settle on Robert Morris? How'd you end up here?
How did we settle here?
How did you end up with Robert Morris?
How
What
did
made you
I-
choose Robert
What
Morris?
made me choose Robert Morris? It was my junior year playoff game. The coach that was recruiting me came up. Coach Tua came up. You know, we talked, and since then, I had a pretty good relationship with Coach Tua all the way up through my senior year. And even as my recruiting coach left, you know, I had a good enough relationship with Coach Tua and what he wanted, and we had the same goals. And I realized how it really was when they came up and seen me work out and the tips and pointers he gave me. It wasn't like, you know, he was just there to, he was there to coach me. And he gave me a lot of things that helped me and it changed my perspective on my recruiting process. And since then, I fell in love with being here and he challenged me in every way. So that's how I ended up here. And then I felt like Josh would help me. I feel like he would help me become a better leader. I feel like we could do something special here, and I like the atmosphere. You know, I love the hoop township. I love the, you know, being the underdog. I've been an underdog my whole life, and I feel like Robert Morris, when it comes to Pitt, when it comes to Duquesne, we're the underdog. And I like being able to, you know, have a say in winning and getting to the tournament when other teams don't.
A guy with so much talent you have on a basketball court. How were you an underdog your whole life?
You know, being an undersized point guard, being, you know, non-athletic, you know, you have to be smarter. You have to, you know, shoot at a higher percentage. You know, you have to do certain things that, you know, other people don't really, you know, have to take in consideration. You know, when I say underdog, I mean just the mindset. You know, not always being like, are you going to be behind? Because I went to a program where we won. You know, I went to the same area. It was a prestigious program. So being an underdog is all about a mindset to me, and in that way, you know, not as, you know, high major recruited. You know, being able to prove something day in and day out, and that's what I take when I say being underdog.
Who else was trying to recruit you?
I had a couple max schools: Akron, Toledo, Cleveland State, Wright State, Northern Kentucky. So I mean, I had a pretty good list, but this is where I wanted to be.